Hello everyone, welcome to Tech is Fun, where I simplify tech for you in a very fun way. Today we're building a fully responsive Navbar in just 10 minutes. No framework needed. Follow me as we start. By the end of this tutorial, you have a Navbar that works seamlessly on desktop, tablets, and even mobile phones. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below after watching the video. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to start with the basic structure of our site. We're going to start with creating our index, the HTML. We're going to create our styles, the CSS. We're also going to create our script, the JS. We're going to be creating these three things. For our index.html, nothing much there, but definitely something worthwhile. We're going to have our title and also going to link our CSS file, just quickly doing the boilerplate there. Here we're going to have our nav because we're creating a nav. We're going to have a div within the nav that has our logo for that. I'm going to give it the class of logo. And within these, I'll just say my site, I can just say my site just like this. Then I'm going to create a URL tag that's going to bring in the list items. Within the URL, I'm going to give it a class. I'm going to give the URL a class of nav links. Let's give it nav links. For LIG, I'm going to have an A tag within them, and the href is going nowhere. So I'm going to have my home within these, going to copy that down using the Alt and the Shift down arrow. Then we have the about, we have the services, and we have the contacts. Yeah, contact. All right. So we're done with these. All we need to do right now is just to bring in our burger. So we're going to bring in our burger, which we're not going to be importing, but we're going to be creating it ourselves. So we're going to be having like 3 divs down here, but we don't need a class because we're just be using a div to address it. So I'll get rid of the class there, and we are done with the HTML. Lastly, we just need to include our script tag, which should just be using our source. I'm going to say script.js. Now I need to make it look good. We use a Flexbox for alignment. I'm going to go to my styles and I'm also going to add some media queries here. So I'm going to have my nav here. Before my nav, I'm going to use the asterisk just to clear out every default styling like the margin, 0, padding. I'm going to call this 0 and I'm also going to give it a box sizing of border box so it maintains only the width I give it. So I'm going to go for my nav right now. Now so you can see everything side by side, I'm going to bring this, split it to the right, close this and show my HTML file here so you can see it together with the styles at the same time. So how about now I'm going to flex it. So I say display flex and I'm going to say justify content to be between. So I'm going to say space between. Then I'm also going to have my highline items to the center. And okay, just to make you see what's going on, I'm going to live. I'm going to go live here so you can see what we are running. You can see we have a site, we have the list. I think there's an issue with the highlight tags, which you probably might have seen at the time I was creating it. So I'm going to have to put in this tag. Yeah, we are fine. When I reload this, it should. All right, so we're good. Now we have the align items to the center. I'm going to close this. Align items to the center. We need to put in other things. We're going to add a padding all through. We're going to have the padding all through 20 pixels. I'm going to give it a background color. For the background color, I'm just going to give it a 33 hash 33 3. Then the color of FFF. I'm not going to use white. I just love using the symbol, the X code there. So I have my nav links, which is the next thing I need to style. So my nav links here, definitely I'm going to flex them. So I'm saying display flex. And I'm going to take the list style. I'm going to give it list style of none. That's all about that. And this is meant to be flex and not flex. All right. So I'm going to go to my nav links right now, li a tag. And for the a tag, I'm going to take away the decoration, the text decoration there. I'm going to give it a color since it won't follow the general color I applied. I don't like giving it white, as I said. I'm going to give it the X code there. And I'm going to give it a padding just to space it out 0 and 10 pixels, so top, bottom, 0 and this. So we have this right now. But we definitely, because of our bugger, that's why this is not coming to the end here. Definitely we're going to take it away. And that's the next thing we need to do. So we're going to come here and we're going to go to our bugger. I'm going to set it to a display of none, just taking it away from there. I'm going to give it a cursor of pointer, just like that. All right, so for the burger div, which is these divs that we have here, definitely we have to style them. If I should go back, you can see our links are now at the extreme end, but I have to style the burger and I want you to see it. So I'm going to come and I comment that out and I'm going to style my div Within my div here, I'm going to give it a width of 25 pixels, and I'm going to give it an height of 3 pixels, and I'm going to give it a background color, the same background color, which is going to be 333. And okay, let's give it a background color of white so we can actually see it. So you can see we have just one of it there. Definitely we have to space it out. And first thing we're going to give them, next we're going to give it a margin of, not that, we're going to give it a margin of 5 pixels so as to space them out. And there we go, we have this. All right, we don't want to see it at a big screen, so we're going to say display of none, and we have this, and we only want to see it when it's in a small screen. So definitely we're going to add our media query. We're going to come here and say media, and give it a screen and say max width. And for the max width, I'll be saying 768 pixels. I'll be using that as my maximum width. For the nav links, I'll set the display of none. I don't want it to show the nav links. These links, I don't want them to show this way. So initially they'll be set to none because I want to show the burger. So I can just come down here and see my burger. I want it to be display of block. So when I come here and I inspect, I close it in, you see this will disappear. I'm going to have the block. All right, this is definitely going to refresh. Then we have this showing, but when I go out, it's going to change to this. All right, now the next thing we need to set is so we can view nav links when we click on them. So initially we said display to be none, and definitely we want the flex direction to be column. We want to change the direction for it, and we give it a gap of 1 rem. Then we're going to also give it a padding all around it of 1 rem. Then we're going to give it a position of absolute, not inherit, absolute. Then we're going to say left just to position it obviously. Then we're going to give it a top, say 70 pixels, or let me say 69 pixels. Just something you have to just try over and over to get a perfect one. Then give it a background color, same background color with the navbar initially. Then I'm going to give it a width 100% so it spans through. Then I'm going to align my text in center, and that's it. Right now you won't see all I've done, but if you want to see it, you can just set the display to none, comment it out. Then I'm going to come here, I'm going to inspect, and when I inspect and I close in down, watch what happens. You can see we have the home, about, services, and contacts, looking at it this way. So but when I click on this, nothing is happening here because we've not added any interactivity for it. All right, and because it's set to display none, because it's set to display none, you won't see it again here. All right, now the next thing and final thing we need to do is include our script. So I'm going to bring my script, and I'm also going to just, okay, should I let me see, let me just put it right so we can see all of them together. I want to see my index.html file. So we need our nav links and our burger. So when I click on the burger, I want the nav links to show. When I click it again, I don't want it to show. So we're going to be toggling it, and I'm going to be including a class for that. So first thing we need to pick the two things, the nav links and the burger, and I'm going to be using document dot get element. Sorry, I'm not going to be using get element. Let me just use a query selector. I'm going to be using the query selector, and I'm going to be getting my burger, and also I'm going to be having for the nav links, I'm going to say documents dot query selector, and I'm also going to be picking my nav links. So that will be the nav links. Remember to put in the period sign that indicate the class. So yeah, we have our burger and we have our nav links just like that. Now we need to set up an event listener so that when the burger is being clicked on, I'm going to add an event listener to this. When it's been clicked on, when I click on it, alright, it's going to call back this function I'm going to be adding here. And the function, let me just close this so you can see it properly. So here we go. So that when I click on this, it's going to give me this function. And for the function, all we're going to put there is we're just going to toggle through toggle a class list. So we're going to be adding. So we're going to say I want to toggle this class list every time it's been called. Every time we click on this, so it will also add it to include the class list, take it away, include a class list, take it away. Alright, for this class I'm giving the nav active class so that I need to style that obviously. So I have to come here and I'll style my nav active. My nav active is just going to take a display of flex so we can view this. Remember it is none right here, but once you click on this, it's going to change to display flex. So let's go back to check it. I'm going to inspect, Now, after inspecting, if I click on this, it should. So I'm going to refresh this just to make sure everything works out fine. So when I click on this, it's going to show. When I click it, then take it away. Click on it, and there we have it. A fully responsive Navbar in just 10 minutes. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. And don't forget to subscribe for more quick coding tutorial. And I'll see you in the next video.